You were really at the beginning of the whole concept of Deep Purple. To the best of my recollection, having cribbed all the books about it, it was a group that was put together initially to surround an ex-Searcher member, which is a whole different concept and a whole different thing, because it never happened that way at all, did it?
No, it was very weird. What actually happened was Chris Curtis was the guy. He was the drummer and sort of backing singer of the Searchers. And he had this very off-the-wall idea for the time. It was very 60s, man. It was, the band should be called Roundabout, and that therefore there should be a nucleus of himself, Ritchie Blackmore and me, and that that should be the centre of the roundabout, and other musicians could jump on and off the roundabout as they chose. So it was lovely, psychedelic sort of idea.
Right.
And he therefore, he said, I know this great guitarist, and he's living in Hamburg practicing. So I'll put you together with him, and that was Ritchie, and so he was responsible for introducing me to Ritchie. And Ritchie and I talked long and hard through the various nights in the winter of 67, beginning of 68. And then Chris just disappeared. He went and became a tax expert in Liverpool or something. Went to work for the Inland Revenue. I mean, and you very well know that the Inland Revenue and rock music don't go terribly well together. So he's, I don't know how he managed that, but so it left me and Ritchie in the spring of 68 with an embryo idea and nothing to hang it on. And then the guy that was supposed to be the money man for this idea of Roundabout called me up or sent me a telegram or something saying he was still interested in forming a band because I'd still like to be involved in the music industry. He made frocks for a living, this gentleman. So you can see he was highly qualified to become a rock and roll manager. I think he was terribly surprised by what he got. I think he wanted something like Traffic, but he got this kind of...
Two musicians and no singer.
Absolutely nothing at all. But when we finally all got it all together, what he got was a band that spent in actual fact over a year searching for an identity. Ritchie and I had vague ideas of what we wanted to be. And if you listen to the first three Purple albums, you'll hear there's a famous play called Six Characters in Search of an Author by Pirandello. Well, this was five musicians in search of an identity. We didn't really know what the band should be. But the identity that you initially got was a real pop band. It wasn't a heavy band at all. Yeah, I don't quite know how that happened. I think it happened because of the success of a track called Hush in the States, which surprised all of us. Because it was a cover of an American song anyway. Yeah, a Joe South song, and the version we knew was by a guy called Billy Joe Royal, I think. Am I right? Yeah. And we heard it in a club somewhere, and we thought, that's good. So we bought the record and worked up our version of it. The strange thing about our version of it was 4.5 minutes long, and it ended with a 1.5 minute organ solo, and it sold over 1 million in the States, which in 68 was very unusual.